Oh, fuck that. You guys think you can do whatever you want. Well, I'm sick of it. You see, the thing about Dance Rush Stardom is it's entirely subjective. That's why you have people like me who struggle to see how to improve. When you're trying to improve for something that is subjective. Now, how does that work? How does that work when you play a game? And then playing a game is all about achieving the best score that you can get, right? Dance Rush Stardom, that it's a game. And the higher you score, the better points that you'll score. Because you're supposed to score the highest score to score. But over the years, it seems that the game has severely deviated from that concept. And now, as proven in the year 2025, Dance Rush Stardom tournaments simply cannot be objectively judged and still causes issues, whether big or small. The issues still persist, and they will still persist when the game dies. Which, I guess, people are still skeptical when I made a video that the game's going to die by this year. It will not live to see 2026. That is 100% fact. There is no speculation on my end. There is no ifs, ands, or maybes. Dance Rush Stardom is going to cease to exist by 2026. So anything that you hope to achieve in this game will not be able to be done in 2026. And if you don't believe me, then I don't know what to say about that. Especially now, when they are literally taking out Dance Rush Stardom cabinets in Japan in arcades. So if you don't believe me about the game dying for real, then maybe that will shine some light into your mind. But what can I say? What can I do? If nobody believes me, that's on them. There's nothing more I can say. But anyway, back to the point that I'm trying to get at here. The game has turned into something that all of us have differently enjoyed. But now we have controversy, we have differing opinions, and people just don't know what to think anymore. And, to that one person who had the audacity to mention that I would imply that we are on the same level. Honey, darling, baby, I've been around way longer than you've been around. I've been around way longer than you have ever been. 2018, March. You did not exist. It would be an insult to me to compare myself to be on your level. No. I am in my own level. I have been saying what I said way before you existed in this world. And you adapted what Dance Rush is today. And you think you're good. You think you are on top of everybody. I mean, you make it obvious. It's painfully obvious. You are egotistic as fuck. I'm sure you can agree. But I know what you wouldn't agree with is that your performance in tournament, specifically the dopamine performance. Let me tell you, if nobody else has told you this, I will gladly tell you this. That dopamine, in comparison to everyone else, was trash. Trash. You did so much for a song with so little going on. Yet people were in awe. They were encapsulated by whatever the hell you were doing, which did not match the song at all. Yet somehow, some way, through the complexities and misguidedness of what a Dance Rush Stardom tournament is, you happen to come on top. And like I said before, I've made it very clear that tournaments outside of my area have little to no value in which I see the game. I'm sure you, back then, took that win with all the ego and hot-headedness, and you just powered yourself up. Now, I'm not saying you don't know how to perform. And I am specifically only talking about that dopamine performance. And I will still call it trash. I would argue that my honeycomb could rival that performance. If you're going to talk to me about doing random whatever and stuff that doesn't look clean, then I could easily look at that and think the same thing, because nothing you did in that performance matched the song that you were playing. You did so much with nothing to match what you were actually playing. How does that even work? It makes no sense. But of course, that was so long ago, right? It's unfair for me to compare so long ago, but there's nothing to compare nowadays. You were a judge in another tournament. You did not go to recent tournaments. So, there's nothing really to base your performance off of. But like I said, what you do on the game and what you do off the game are two totally different instances. Because, like I said before, this game is misguided. There is no objectivity, which is ultimately what is killing this game. If the game wasn't going to die, like I'm saying it is, and is 100% going to happen, then the game would die through the misguidedness and uncertainty of how to view Dance Rush as a game and how to view how players should be playing the game. Because, like I said before, in the latest tournament, well, I can't say the latest tournament, but in the SoCal Stage 3, whatever, tournament, you have people like Rockwet and Sprite, who are all excellent performers. Yet, they fell off in tournament at the highest level and lost to somebody who I'm not going to say is a bad performer, but all I'm saying is that if you took the winner of that tournament and you took Rockwet and you took Sprite and you brought them to a square, an open square, and you started playing music of different varieties, then I guarantee you that the winner of that tournament would not be able to stand a chance against the other two people. That is a fact. That is objective. You cannot tell me otherwise. And that is a perfect example of how misguided Dance Rush Stardom is as a game and as a tournament event. What else needs to be said? Or perhaps if we were to have a Dance Rush tournament that is, how you say, like the Red Bull dance tournament, where the voting is simply audience choice. Now, similar to that, there are people who knew many dances, who knew how to play the crowd, who knew how to play their opponent. But ultimately, people picked what was the best to them. And unfortunately, people who knew how to perform, but only performed in a way that was different and unique. But being different and being unique doesn't necessarily win you anything. Because at the end of the day, when it got down to the final people, they generally performed the same types of moves to the same types of music. And people who are unique and do their own thing usually fall off. And that also presents a problem. However, in that kind of scenario, in that kind of format, put that in a Dance Rush tournament. And like I said, take SoCal, for example. Use that kind of a format. Rockwet and Sprite would absolutely guarantee be top 2. But because of the misguidedness of Dance Rush Stardom, that's not how it went down. And like I said before, if you take the winner of the Dance Rush SoCal tournament and move them to a Red Bull dance competition format, they simply would not be able to keep up. And that's the message that I'm trying to get across here. There's so much going on that nobody knows what's the right way to do things. Now, is there a right way? At this point, probably not. because there's nothing to set in stone. However, there are things that you can do wrong. And, tournaments just don't seem to grasp the concept of somebody who can play the game well and score high and still look good doing it. Because you have people dancing in such a way where it's like a meme, or it's like a joke, or it's like funny. It almost feels like actually putting real dance moves into Dance Rush is not effective, because either people aren't impressed by it, or it doesn't work for the song, or it doesn't work for the game. And we've seen many times before, we've seen people who actually know how to dance just completely fall off in tournament, because that's simply not what works. But then trying to be yourself and be unique also doesn't work, because you get people who don't see what you see. Because nobody is going to see exactly how you see it, because the range and spectrum of Dance Rush stardom and how you look at a performance and how you judge a performance is completely infinite. Completely infinite. However, the way I see Dance Rush stardom and how I judge people, I feel is very consistent, and to me, an objective way to judge somebody. Because there are many factors that I take into account that other people either don't care about or they don't even think about. And I feel my judgment is pretty sound. I'm not saying it's 100% right or the way of the world, but I look at the game through a much different lens. I look at the game through a 2018 mindset. And people don't always have to agree. And that's okay. But one thing that I can assure myself of is that I have played this game, I have looked at this game, and I have judged this game and other players of this game through a consistent lens. And I will die, and this game will die, with me sticking to my roots of how I play the game and how I see the game as it should be. Because the game, as it is now, is definitely not how the game was back when we were all first starting in 2018. And that's also a problem too. Newer players are now subjective to the mindset. New players are subjected to the new mindset of new Dance Rush stardom meta, which is, ooh, flashy moves, ooh, some gimmick, meme, dance, whatever. Whoa, they're subjective. I keep saying subjective. They are subjected to that and now have that mindset, rather than looking at the game as a game, looking at the song as a song, looking at the chart as a chart. It's a completely massive influence to a player. And like I said before, people like Rockwet and Sprite, they fall off, but they are absolutely excellent dancers. And people will look at that and think, wow, Rockwet is legitimately a dancer. Sprite is legitimately a dancer and have many achievements in their performances. Yet they fell off. They lost to people who are objectively not on their level. Objectively, there's nothing subjective about it, because like I said before, you take all the participants, you take the winner, you take whoever, you put them in a dance square, you start playing music, and they start dancing, and you leave it up to an audience to judge who's the better dancer. I think the results would be pretty clear at that point. Am I not right? Is this all not right? Most of you would say, no, it's not. Which I'm used to in 2025. Because who would agree with someone like me? That's just the harsh reality that I have to live with. And if no one could see how I see, then what's the point of wasting my time interacting with a crowd, interacting with a community that doesn't even see what I can see? There's nothing more that needs to be said. You guys think you can do whatever you want. Well, I'm sick of it. Go on, you just keep dancing. But I'll always be there to play the game how I want to, and not be forced or influenced by how everybody else thinks the game should be played, or how everybody else thinks the game should be judged. Because it will never, ever be solidified. And the game will die with that. And that's how it all ends. Okay, since we're at the end of the video, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to explain it to you. Even though I clearly said if I could, I would. Apparently that does not register to you because you think I'm like brain damaged and don't know how to use a computer or a phone or anything or how to drive or something. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm recording this through my phone, my new aged technology phone that is fast and compact and easy to manage. It is so much easier for me to record and upload this as soon as I stop recording this video, and it will upload in like less than 30 minutes, depending on how long the video is. Now, if you want me to edit and do whatever to my videos, I have to stop recording on this. I have to connect my phone to the computer. I have to transfer my video to the computer. I have to take the video, put it through a program so that I can edit it, and then I have to render the video through that program, which takes however long to do. And then after I do that, I have to upload the video onto YouTube through my Wi-Fi because it's not connected through the internet. And I know what you're saying. Well, why can't you just do that? I don't want to do it. It's not worth my time. That's like telling me That's like if I'm driving a car and I complain about my car, and then you come up and tell me, well, why didn't you just buy a new car? Don't you like have a job? You have money, just buy a new car if you don't like your old car. Like, yeah, I guess I could save enough money to buy a new car. Do I want to spend all that time saving money to buy a new car when I could just keep using my old car? No. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Do you know how much time it took to explain the process of uploading and editing onto the computer? And do you know how long it took me to tell you that I just record on my phone and then upload from my phone to YouTube? Directly to you. Like, brother, these videos aren't for you. They're not for you. Nobody's forcing you or you to watch these videos. This is my channel. This is my video. I'm not a famous YouTuber. I'm not uploading for anybody. Why am I going to waste my time processing these videos when there's no reason to? Like, again, it comes back to the statement. If I could, I would. But I could, dude. But did. Because I do not want to. Because it is a waste of my time. It is arguably a waste of my time to record these videos in the first place. So it would be even a bigger waste of time if you want me to put the videos on my computer and upload onto the computer. Maybe if I did have a solid connection to my router. But this is my computer. My router is literally all the way across the house. So I'm on a Wi-Fi extension, Wi-Fi internet with no connection. That shit is ass. If I want to download a game on Steam through this, if I wanted to download like Fall Guys, that shit would take like a day to download. Now imagine how long it would take for a video to upload from the computer to YouTube. Oh my God. Such a waste of time, dude. Such a waste of time. Oh my God. Like, dude, you think if I would have wanted to do that, then all my videos would have been edited or whatever. And that's the thing. Some videos are edited because guess what? Some videos I actually want to work on so that it looks good. But again, I'm not uploading to impress anybody. I'm not a famous YouTuber. I have no standard to be following, and nobody's watching my videos. I'm not forcing you to watch my videos. I'm not posting my videos. I'm not advertising my videos. So for you to come and complain to me about my videos, which you don't have to watch, and I'm not making you watch, like, brother, what? And then if your only words to me are just criticisms, then why am I going to spend any time worrying about what you think? Like, why am I the one who gets dogpiled on when I start complaining about stuff and have valid points about what I'm complaining about? But then everybody jumps on me saying that I'm a bad person or what I'm saying is wrong. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Like, honestly, come on, guys. Let's be real here. Holy moly. Oh, gosh. It's like, oh, man, it's toxic. It's so toxic, bro. It's so toxic. Like, okay, we're getting to the real talk about this. The way you guys act towards me and how you respond towards things that I say, I never respond to anybody in that sort of way. I never dogpile on anybody when they say something wrong, quote unquote, or dumb. I don't treat people like that. I don't know why I get treated like that. on multiple occasions when I'm literally just like expressing opinions. And if you don't agree with me, then you don't have to say anything. You can just let me talk and talk and talk and just nod your head. Like, the issue starts when you start criticizing me and saying that I'm dumb or what I'm saying is like stupid. I don't come to you guys and say like, whoa, you guys are stupid for saying that thing in your opinion. I never say that about anyone. And when it comes to the game, I don't judge people how you guys would judge people. Or in the case of my honeycomb performance, the way you guys judge my honeycomb performance, I have never, ever, ever, ever judged anybody else's performance like you guys judge my honeycomb performance. But apparently you guys don't see the issue in how you guys respond to my submissions or my performances. But it's okay when you guys do it. It's not okay when I do it. So that's cool. But nobody sees the issue in that, I guess. And it's really cool. It's really cool. You know, people say like, oh, just get over it. It was like half a year ago. Yeah, it's kind of easy to say that when you're not the fucking victim of people dogpiling on you and saying that your performance is not good. When the performance was influenced by people who heavily focus on style gameplay. Yeah. It's kind of a wonder why I have such a hard time when I just want to play the game. But then I realize, I have to do like something cool and cute and a meme. Like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, guys. The game becomes unfun when you have to play a certain way to appease people who think that's how the game should be played. And going back to the judgment thing, everybody will talk shit about the honeycomb performance. Nobody, not one person, maybe one person, but for the most part, nobody was giving me any tips or tricks or, hey, at this part you could do, or if you're going to do this, then you can do this to make it cleaner. Nobody told me anything like that. Nobody. It's all criticism. It's all, the song sucks. Like, it's not like, what's the word? It's not clean. It's too weird. There's no control. There's no structure. Whatever. Okay. I'm ranting now. This video's over. Bye-bye.